Hello and a very warm welcome. I am Gulshin Garland and you're watching Firstpost. In the next few minutes, we bring you the top 50 updates from around the world, only here on Fast and Factual. Let's get started. Big updates coming in from India's national capital. Aam Aadmi Party leader Atishi has been named as Delhi's new chief minister. She is set to replace Arvind Kejriwal at the position. Atishi's name came up during an AAP Legislative Party meeting and Kejriwal himself proposed Atishi's name for the crucial post. This comes 2 days after Kejriwal announced his resignation. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee met protesting junior doctors yesterday. She agreed to 3 of the 5 demands that the striking doctors proposed. The doctors are seeking justice for the rape and murder of a young doctor in Kolkata's R.G. Kar Hospital on August 9th. Banerjee announced the removal of the two top health officials and the chief of Kolkata Police. She has also agreed to replace the police chief of the city's North Zone, where the hospital is located. India has condemned the recent remarks made by Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei over the treatment of Muslims in the country. Khamenei said Muslims were suffering in places like India, Gaza and Myanmar. In response, India sharply criticized the remark and called it quote-unquote misinformation and unacceptable. The Indian Foreign Ministry said Iran should look at its own track record on minorities before commenting about others. In West Asia, Hamas chief Yahya Sinwar has said that the group is all set for a prolonged war with Israel in Gaza. He said that the Hamas has enough resources to continue its fight with Israel with the help of Iranian proxies. Sinwar stated this in a letter to the group's Yemen-based allies, the Houthis. This comes just after Houthis launched a rare missile strike at central Israel. Iran-backed Houthis have also released a video showing the launch of a missile that hit central Israel on September 15. They claim that the footage was a hypersonic missile named Palestine 2. It was the first time that a Houthi missile had reached central Israel. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu also vowed to retaliate against the Houthi attack that caused fire in the region. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has set a new goal for the country amid the raging war in Gaza. In the new plan, Israel has decided to ensure the safe return of those who fled from the country's northern region due to cross-border fighting with the Hezbollah group. Both Israel and Hezbollah have exchanged attacks since the Gaza war broke out. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres condemned quote-unquote Israel's collective punishment for the people of Gaza. He objected to Israel's way of handling its war in the Strip, although he backed the stance that the terror attack by Hamas was an absolute violation of humanitarian law. However, he added nothing justifies the collective punishment of Palestinian people. The statement comes as the United Nations readies to host world leaders next week. Meanwhile, in an effort to end the Gaza war, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken will be visiting Egypt today. During the 2-day visit, he will meet Egyptian officials. The talks will focus on a ceasefire deal and the release of Hamas-held hostages. The U.S. Secret Service defended its action after a gunman tried to kill Donald Trump. The enforcement agency said the shooter was caught before firing and didn't have a clear line of sight on the former president. Trump was targeted in an apparent assassination attempt in Florida on September 15th, but he escaped unharmed. Donald Trump has also backed the Secret Service, saying they did an excellent job. US, Spain and Czech Republic have demanded information from Venezuela after it arrested 6 of their nationals. The South American country held 3 Americans, 2 Spaniards and Czech nationals over an alleged plot to kill the president, Nicolas Maduro. Venezuela alleged that the accused had connections with US and Spanish intelligence agencies as well as the Venezuelan opposition. In U.S. state of Texas, officials designated a Venezuelan gang named the Tren de Aragua as foreign terrorist group. The group is an international criminal outfit that operates from several Latin American nations. The officials also endorsed former President Donald Trump's claim that several migrants entering the U.S. were released from Latin American countries. However, the U.S. also allows people to seek asylum due to the economic and political situation in Venezuela. The United States is hoping to revive dialogue with North Korea through Swedish officials. This comes after Sweden resumed diplomatic operations in North Korea after September 13. Sweden's diplomats were asked to North Korea after the country closed its borders due to COVID-19. Washington lauded Sweden's latest move and expressed hope for renewed diplomacy. Social media giant Meta is banning Russian state media outlets from its platforms. Among the banned outlets are RT and Rossiya Sigondona. Meta has accused these news platforms of foreign interference activity. This comes after the U.S. government accused RT and its employees of influencing the U.S. elections. In climate news now, the wrath of Storm Boris isn't stopping in Central Europe. As per officials, at least 18 people have died so far in the region. The storm triggered floods and several dams burst. Vienna locals say they haven't seen such severe flooding in the last 2 decades. The cause of these extreme weather events has been attributed to climate change. Meanwhile, in the Czech city of Ostrava, helicopters were deployed to conduct rescue operations in the flood-hit areas. The choppers helped stranded residents in the flooded homes to reach safety shelters. A broken barrier between two rivers, Odra and Opava, has worsened the flood situation. The city of Gorlitz in eastern Germany is bracing for floods amid Storm Boris. Residents were seen securing their houses with sandbags to prevent waterlogging. Officials say the river Neisse that separates Germany and Poland is also in its full capacity. From Europe to West Africa, in Nigeria's Borno state, people are awaiting medical help amid massive floods. The region was hit by worst floods in 3 decades. Residents are struggling amid the threat of waterborne disease outbreak. At least 30 people died and nearly 1 million were affected by severe weather. The displaced residents are housed in camps without clean water and food. In central and northern Portugal, at least 2 died due to raging wildfires. In the municipality of Nelas, firefighters were racing against time as the fires were nearing residential areas. Authorities were prompted to evacuate the nearby regions and close highways. Local government has urged the European Union to send additional water-bombing aircraft. In Peru, firefighters are working tirelessly to contain the forest fires raging in the Amazon region. The fire has claimed the lives of at least 15 people so far. Local officials say dry weather and high winds are helping the fire to keep burning. Over 50,000 hectares of land has been charred so far. In Brazil's Brasilia district, firefighters are trying to contain 16 active wildfires. Officials say an area of nearly the size of 3,000 football fields has already been consumed. Residents have dampened their houses with buckets of water to save it from the fires. Officials predict that the situation may get worse as the weather continues to remain dry. On to business and tech news now. Chinese short video app TikTok and its parent company ByteDance faced off against the US government in court yesterday. The court was hearing TikTok's lawsuit aimed at blocking a US law against it. The law proposes to ban the Chinese app if its owners do not sell it by 2025. TikTok claimed that the law violates free speech protections in the US. It also argued that for the first time, Congress has enacted a law targeting a specific US speaker. Germany's $11 billion subsidy to chipmaker Intel has come under scrutiny. This comes as the German government and its coalition parties are trying to find ways to address a large budget deficit. Yesterday, the country's finance ministry said that Intel's subsidies should be redirected to balance their government's accounts. Germany's economy minister has pushed back against this suggestion and has proposed offering subsidies to the US chipmaker to build 2 manufacturing plants. Meanwhile, Intel has signed up cloud computing giant Amazon Web Services as one of its customers. The chipmaker's contract manufacturing arm, Intel Foundry, will produce advanced custom chips for AWS. The deal comes at a crucial time for Intel. The firm has been struggling amid a slump in business. Amazon has announced the end of its work-from-home policy starting next year. The e-commerce giant will require employees to come to the office 5 days a week, beginning on January 2, 2025. Currently, Amazon workers are required to be in the office 3 days a week. The company had adopted a hybrid work model like most tech firms after the COVID-19 pandemic. Share prices of iPhone maker Apple fell nearly 3% yesterday. This is after some market analysts reported weaker demand for the company's new flagship product. Apple unveiled its AI-powered iPhone 16 series last week. The average shipping time for the new smartphones is shorter compared to previous iPhone models. Analysts say shorter shipping time indicate weaker demand. Artificial intelligence startup OpenAI has revamped its Safety and Security Committee. The firm's CEO Sam Altman is no longer part of the panel. New committee members include Carnegie Mellon University's Zico Coulter and Quora CEO Adam D'Angelo. The ChatGPT makers say Safety Committee will work as an independent board oversight group. The committee will have power to delay the launch of any new AI model citing safety risks. British oil giant BP says it wants to sell its American wind energy business. The firm owns 10 wind energy assets across 7 American states. BP says the wind energy products don't align with its growth plans, and the company says it wants to focus on its solar energy business, Lightsource BP. Thousands of people marched through Belgium's capital city, Brussels, yesterday. The rally was in solidarity with the workers of German car maker Audi. Audi plans to revamp its Brussels plant, which employs at least 3,000 employees. The workers say the move is threatening their jobs. Boeing has halted new hiring and plans to temporarily lay off some workers. The plane maker says the move aims to curb spending as thousands of its U.S. workers remain on strike. The plane maker's workers have been on strike since last week, demanding better pay. Boeing has warned that the strike may significantly jeopardize its business. American kitchen product maker Tupperware Brands is reportedly planning to file for bankruptcy. This comes as the firm has been in talks with its advisors on how to revive its business. Tupperware Brands has about $700 million in debt amid low demands for its products. The company's share prices fell by more than 50% yesterday. Moving to sports, we start with cricket. Australia have named under-19 World Cup winner Mahali Beardman for the one-day international series against England. This is the first time Beardman is named in the senior lineup. However, he is kept on standby. All-rounder Mitchell Marsh will be captaining the squad. ODI World Cup winners Marnus Labuschagne and Glenn Maxwell are also in the list. England and Australia play a 5-match ODI series starting 19th of September. Moving to football, Barcelona's Dani Olmo has been ruled out from the team due to an injury. The mishap occurred during Barca's previous La Liga fixture against Girona FC. The midfielder will now be out for action for at least 5 weeks. Olmo will also miss Barcelona's Champions League opening games. Spain's World Cup winning midfielder Aitana Bonmati has been extended with her contract with Barcelona. She has over 290 appearances for the club and has scored 96 goals in all competitions. Bonmati will also stay in Barcelona until 2028. Reports say her new contract will make her the highest paid female player in the world. NFL legend Tom Brady triumphed over movie stars Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney in a quote-unquote Hollywood Derby Birmingham, in which Brady is a minority shareholder beat Wrexham 3-1, which is owned by Reynolds and Mec El Heni. The third-tier game has more star power in stands than on the field. Former England football captain David Beckham also watched the match. Authorities in Cyprus criticized the country's soccer federation for ignoring warnings after a chaotic First Division match on Sunday. The game was between Apollon and AEL Limassol, but it was called off due to security issues. At least 4 people were injured in fierce clashes that broke out inside and outside the stadium. AEL fans breached security using repellent sprays against police. After the game, they also threw flares and torches from the stands. In tennis, Tunisian veteran Ons Jabeur will be out for action for the remainder of the 2024 season. She won't be playing any matches due to a shoulder injury. Jabeur said she will next play in Australia in 2025. The 30-year-old has missed the US Open, the Paris Olympics, among major events this year due to fitness concerns. World number 1 Yannick Sinner has added 2 trainers in his coaching staff. Both of these coaches have previously worked with 24 Grand Slam champion Novak Djokovic, and Marco Penici joins as the fitness coach, and Ulysses Badio takes over as the physiotherapist. Sinner welcomed his new trainees through a new photo on Instagram. American gymnast Jordan Chiles has appealed to Switzerland's Federal Supreme Court after being denied a bronze medal in the 2024 Olympics women's floor event. Chiles has already had 2 appeals rejected by the Court of Arbitration for the sport. Romania's Ana Barbuso received the bronze instead of following a CAS ruling. Chiles was initially 5th but was moved to 3rd after her routine's difficulty was re-evaluated. Barbosu's team argued that the inquiry into Chile's score was filed late, leading to the dispute. In the Hockey Asian Champions Trophy, India have entered the finals after beating South Korea 4-1. Indian captain Harmanpreet Singh starred in the match by scoring 2 goals. India are most favoured to win the championship after their stellar performance. They will now face China in the final today. Bahrain will hold Formula 1 testing from February 26 to 28 ahead of the 2025 season. The Bahrain Grand Prix, typically the season opener, will be 4th race to avoid overlapping with the Ramadan. The 2025 season is the last before major engine and rule changes reshape the sport in 2026. Moving to the world of showbiz now, singer Shakira walked off the stage at a nightclub in the US after a fan tried filming an inappropriate video of hers. She got upset after an attendee tried to film under her skirt while she was dancing. Shakira told the clubgoer to stop filming and left the stage. American rapper Ye performed in China's Haiku City. This comes as a shocker amid China's strict censor regulations on foreign artists. Over 40,000 tickets were sold within minutes as soon as the concert was announced. The rapper also brought his 4 children to the show. American rapper Sean Combs has been arrested in New York City. He was arrested based on a sealed indictment. The rapper's attorney expressed his disappointment over the decision. This comes after multiple allegations of sexual abuse and trafficking against him. He has also been accused of violent behavior in at least 9 cases. South Korean band 17's 12th mini-album will release on the 14th of October. The highly anticipated album has been titled Spill the Fields. The theme is around overcoming helplessness by accepting vulnerability. Singer Dua Lipa says she consciously keeps her personal life and music separate. She said during an interview that she naturally holds it back. Dua Lipa feels that people who their life all out in songs are ruthless. She says it is important for her to make music that people love. The iconic character of Batman will soon get a Hollywood Walk of Fame star. This will make it the first superhero to get a star on the sidewalk. It will be in the first of the Guinness World Record Museum. The character's stars will be next to Batman star Adam West and its co-creator Bob Kane. The makers of Emily in Paris will take the show forward with a 5th season in Rome. Lily Collins took to social media to announce that the show will be back for a new season. Now only the new season will tell if Emily ends up with Gabrielle or Marcello. The 4th season ended with Emily moving to Rome from Paris. The cast and crew of Bridgerton have begun shooting for season 4 of the show. 3 new cast members have been added to the show to make it more interesting. The new season will focus on Benedict Bridgerton's life and how he does not want to settle down. However, things take a turn when he meets a lady at a ball. Apple TV Plus has cancelled the show Time Bandits after the season 1. The story follows the life of a group of thieves and their new recruit. The show had Lisa Kudrow in the lead role, and the first season debuted in July this year. And finally, on the 30th anniversary of the cult classic show Friends, an auction of its memorabilia has been organized. The sale includes sweaters worn by Matthew Perry and Jennifer Aniston. There is also a reproduced version of the show's iconic couch for sale. The items have already smashed estimates during the pre-auction bidding. That's all for today. Thank you for joining us. I am Gushin Garland and we'll see you right back here tomorrow. Stay informed and stay tuned to Firstpost.